I guess my question for you to start with was, because I have known you since you were a sixth grader, because you grew up with my kid. Um, was school your favorite thing, or was it a struggle for you?
School is definitely, I like school. I like being in class. I liked all my teachers. I never had a problem with any teachers. I was really straightforward in school. And then when I got home, I was kind of crazy and went, drove my parents up a tree. But yeah, school, I always tried to focus as hard as I could because I knew school is what I needed to do to get myself to college. And to get myself to college, I needed to also play baseball, and just because financial stuff. And I always knew that was later in life that I knew that I needed baseball as well. But yeah, I always focused on high school or in school, and ended up graduating high school with a 3.8 GPA. You guys really don't know much about GPAs yet, but they become pretty important when you get older. And just when you're younger in elementary school and middle school, make sure you're doing your homework. It will help you so much more when you get to high school, and it'll keep your confidence up and just keep you moving forward. And hopefully all of you guys go to college one day. It's a lot of fun and a lot of studying, but yeah, I mean, I would say school was always a priority in my household, with my dad being a teacher and me understanding like what school meant.
Okay.
Zach, this is Dr. H. I'm the principal here. I don't have the pleasure of knowing you, but wanted to thank you again for joining us today. We just lost you on the camera, but quick question for you. If you maybe could share with our Foxes, with our students, we're no longer NASA, we're now the Foxes, that's our mascot. But if you could share like the one thing that helped you achieve so much, and what kind of got you into that mindset of that anything is possible, and not believing some naysayers, and kind of what the journey was like. Zach, you're muted. Let me, Zach, you have muted yourself. Let me see if I can unmute you here. Let's see. All right.
Did it let you unmute? There it goes.
Did it work? Okay.
Yeah,
There you go.
there we go.
Yeah, I mean, I always had a fascination for baseball, so that always pushed me forward. And always having dreams when you're young, and just trying to follow those dreams is definitely a huge part in life. And just knowing what you want to do makes it so much easier. So I just I just stuck with it, and not everybody has the ability to do that. Sometimes you get hurt, you lose focus on that one thing. I mean, it's definitely the confidence, and I would have to say confidence, one, and then focus, two. Just know what your goals are and know what you want them to be at the end of the day. And hopefully, not everybody's going to achieve their goals, but if you come up short and you're swinging, they always say that's better than not trying at all. So I always wanted to be able to get, just take that next step to get there. And it's definitely worked out for me.
We have a question here from one of our students. What made you like baseball and compared to other sports? So for our students, I have made in the chat room that you only can send questions to me, okay, so that I can monitor the questions. So that's the first question we have for you.
I would say growing up, watching my dad play baseball in a 30 and over league. When I was really young, we went to the park just about every Sunday, and he played 2 9-inning games. And we would just watch him play and hang out with all the friends and families that were there every day. It was kind of like an outing. So that definitely helped me grow my love for baseball. And then just playing it and just learning the game and all the ins and outs of the X's and O's and all that stuff just made me grow more and more in love with the game.
What? Every Sunday, yeah. Zach, Miss Miranda, Nevada just popped her head in here and she goes, sounds like us every Sunday hanging
Yep.
out with you guys. So like I said, my kids grew up with you. They saw you at the baseball diamond when you guys were all little, growing up around it. Because my husband played with your dad. So.
Yep.
Zach, we have another question here. What do you do when you're nervous during the game?
So I have breathing techniques that I go through. That I've kind of learned them over the years through strong mind coaches. And I do them before I go to bed so I can get to sleep. Long games late at night, we have to be able to, get your mind to rest, and just calm down. So I have these breathing exercises that I do. I just like breathe in for 4 seconds, hold it for 4 seconds, breathe out for 4 seconds. Or if it's in the moment, I just take a deep breath as long as I can take it, and then I blow it out as fast as I can. And usually that just gets my mind refocused in. I always have a point on my bat that I look at when I'm in the box that just kind of grounds me, gets my feet in the ground, and it just calms you down. Just finding simple things like that to lock you in and keep you focused on what your task is at that time. Just going through those same routines every time you're up there, make it a lot easier to get through that at bat, or to keep your focus and get through whatever the goal is at that time.
Excellent. The next question, Zach, and I have lots of questions here. One is from our 5th grade teacher. The 5th grade team would like to know, how were your grades when you were at Frankie Park, and what's your favorite memory when you were at Frankie Park?
My grades were probably pretty good. My dad was a teacher, so I tried to focus on school and do my best that I could. I had some reading disabilities, so I really had to focus at it and try to push through those. But my favorite memories at Frankie Park were probably definitely recess. And at the end of the year, we always had like field days, and we went out there and just ran races all day. And your parents could come, and like families would come, and at the end of the day, and it was just a lot of fun. And I remember that a lot. Going to the zoo for field trips. All that stuff. I think Camp Potawatomi I think that was in 5th grade, 4th or 5th grade. Just all those fun things that you do as a kid, and just get to live that childhood. Definitely is a lot of fun.
Excellent. Another question we have for you, and again, we really appreciate you joining us today and answering these questions for our Foxes, because the one thing we tell them is the sky is the limit, because they're all masterpieces. So it's great to hear one of our members of our family share their story. What was the hardest game that you have played in as a professional baseball player?
The hardest game, there's been a lot of them. I would definitely say my first start in the big leagues, I played right field. And I mean, I don't really play that outfield that much. I'm a utility guy, but coming up through the minor leagues, when I was younger, I was a catcher, so I was always in the action. Playing the outfield, just you have to keep your mind locked in, and you have to make sure that you're going through your breathing exercises, and just make sure that you're in every pitch locked in, and trying to keep your teammates, like the center fielder and left fielder, locked in the game. And I mean, that was definitely, I don't think I slept much the night before that. Don't think I ate much. So get through that game was definitely a big one.
All right. The next question we have for you, and this might be a difficult question. Who was your favorite teacher at Frankie Park? And what was your favorite grade level when you were here?
I would have to say, I know I don't want to disappoint anybody, but my 3rd grade teacher, Miss Tinkle, she always, she always saw the best in me. And it was really great to hear from her every time my parents would come in for the parent-teacher conferences. And she would always, light up for me and just say how I'm a great student and all that stuff. Just gave me the confidence to move on and keep going, moving forward with all my friends that were in that class. And I still talk to a few people from that class. So a lot of them are my best friends. So that's pretty cool to have best friends from elementary school still around. What was the other question? Sorry.
What was your favorite grade? And there was also a question about what do you do with when you are frustrated and how do you self-regulate, how to get back on track and dealing with disappointments?
I think my favorite grade was probably fifth grade because then you're like you're like everybody, you're like I don't know, feel like you're on top of the school and like you're pretty cool. Like I don't really know how I would say fifth grade was the most fun. You have a good time and you get to go on, we went on big field trips and it was a lot of fun. I had my best friend in that class, so it was a good time. And then you get to move on to middle school and you're the little guy in the school. So definitely fifth grade would probably have to be the best. And then, well, I forget the other one.
How do
Sorry.
you deal with, don't be sorry. How do you deal with frustrations and how do you self-regulate and deal with disappointments?
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of disappointment in baseball. You just kind of got to keep going. Um, Hall of Famers fail 7 out of 10 times. So that was a big thing when I was younger, just focusing that everybody fails, even big leaguers. So you just kind of got to push through it. And there's always a next day in baseball, even in school too. There's always a next test. There's always a next quiz, a next assignment. Even if you get a 0 or just forget about an assignment, you can always, the next assignment, make sure you do your best on it. Give it 100% of your effort. And then that's the same way in baseball. You always have a next at bat, always have a next game. So you always have to have, it's such a great life lesson in baseball. You always have the next day and you can always pursue that next day and give it your full 100% effort.
That's great advice. We have a couple of questions here about who was your favorite role model and what was the first baseball professional team that you played for?
My favorite role model would have to definitely be my dad. Just the way he went about everything. He always had a great understanding for everything. He was in the Navy for 9 years, so he had to grow up really fast. He had my brother at a young age, so he grew up with us and he taught us what he knew along the way, and I'm very thankful for that. He made sure school was number one and sports were number two. Even in high school, I wasn't that bad in high school, but he'd make sure that I was doing homework, and if my grades were bad, he let me know and wouldn't let me go to sporting events or whatever it was. But I definitely would say my dad would be my idol. And then the first team I played for in Pro Bowl was the Dodgers. Low A team up in Midland, Michigan, the Great Lake Loons. We ended up winning a championship that year in 2016. We won the Midwest League, which is the same league that Tin Caps are in.
Great. Question about what's your long-term goals and how do you think the Dodgers will do in the World Series?
Long-term goals are definitely, if you ask any baseball player, hopefully their long-term goal is to have a long, healthy career and hopefully one day, getting in the Hall of Fame and being good enough to remembered enough and celebrated enough that you get to put your name in Cooperstown. But I got Dodgers in 4. Last night, Tampa Bay didn't pitch it well, and that's their game. So, I got Dodgers in 4. So let's do it.
All right. So I think we're all going to become Dodgers fans. I know I'm an Indians fan, but we're going to be all Dodgers fans for you since you're part of the family. All right. We have some more questions for you. One question is about Mookie Betts. Is he carefree and fun as he looks? And
he's
from Mrs. Miranda.
Yeah, he's a great guy. Great teammate. Just brings everybody up around him. Make sure that you're up to speed on everything when you get up there, and just a great teammate. Works very hard. He's one of the hardest working humans I've ever met. So he's definitely a great role model for everybody, and he's great at everything. So that makes it even easier.
That's awesome. All right, let's see. This is from one of our, what baseball team did you play for at Hamilton?
I never played at Hamilton Park. I actually played travel baseball. When I was going to go there, I played at Holy Cross, but I played for Old Fort. Holy Cross is no longer a league. I know a lot of people that played at Hamilton. A lot of people played on like Pepsi and all those other teams there, but I played Wildcat at Hamilton Park a little bit. But yeah, I never played for the league, Hamilton Park. I just kind of hung out around there because that's where I lived. I lived right down the street from there, so I would ride bikes around there and play football. Go to baseball games every now and then go and travel for baseball. So I didn't have the luxury of playing at Hamilton Park.
Okay. Question about how many home runs have you hit, and is your goal to be in a baseball Hall of Fame?
I've hit, last year I hit 19 home runs, the full year. And then the year before that I hit 7. And then I think 3. I think that's all I have so far. So I've only played 3 full seasons. And yeah, definitely my goal to be in the Hall of Fame.
All right. All right, so for some students, I see they're raising their hand. Remember, you can put a question in the chat box. So if you're raising your hand, the best thing to do is put it in the chat box and we will ask the question for you. Okay, the one other thing for you is, how do you deal with social media and the negative things that are said on social media?
I have limited social media. Only be on social media for so long. Don't want to go down the rabbit hole. So I always try to follow the good media, the people that are trying to bring you up and not set you back. So just being able to, you can monitor who you follow and all that stuff. So I try to keep the negative out and keep the positive in. That's one of my big pet peeves. So if anybody around me is being negative, I try to divert it or get away from it as fast as possible.
All right. The next question we have is, we have a lot of questions about what other sports you played and if you like golf, and also when COVID passes and you are the championship team that won the World Series during a very unusual year, would you be interested in visiting us?
I would, yeah. So I played football, I played soccer, I played a lot of flag football growing up. Went to a national tournament down in Disney World for that when I was in 6th grade. That was pretty cool. That was some good memories. And then played soccer in middle school, football in middle school. Didn't get to play baseball, obviously. I played basketball in middle school. Little shooting guard. I was like 4'9" maybe. Just running around the court, having fun, learning about basketball. And I played baseball from when I could walk. From when the time I could walk, I saw there's pictures of me having a bat in my hand. So I always knew it was baseball, and I always had that love for that game. And I could have went to play college football easily. Not easily, but I would have had to work harder at it. But I could have played football in college, and definitely thought about it. My freshman year of high school, I was actually going to play soccer over football, and then some coaching changes happened, so I ended up playing football instead of soccer. So sports are great. They get you out of the house, and I always stand behind sports. It's a great thing. I also play video games sometimes. Limit that too. I don't like being on there for too long, so I give myself a limit on that. And then I'm all for coming in and hanging out with you guys and chatting baseball and chatting school and sports and memories and stuff.
Well, we have two last questions for you, and we really appreciate your time. And Mrs. Miranda, thank you for bringing one of our own here. And the one question we have for you is, did you know Coach Matt Brumbaugh?
Yeah.
And did you play, and how did you do at Northside?
Yeah. At Northside baseball, I played for 4 years. I played shortstop at Northside all 4 years. I was an all-conference shortstop all 4 years. And I made the all-state team my senior year, and I made the North-South All-Star game my senior year of high school. So yeah, those are a lot of really good memories playing with my buddies that I grew up with, and high school sports in general are just awesome. They're so much fun. They go by so fast though. It's like a blink of an eye. I know everybody said that to me when I was younger. I didn't believe it until it's gone. So it's definitely a lot of fun. Enjoy it while you have it, and yeah, it's a good time.
Excellent. Last question we have for you is, what are some of the words of wisdom you would like to share? Kind of the one thing you want to leave with all the students at Franke Park.
As bad as it gets better, guys. I know I always try to say that there's always a next day, and I said that earlier, and I'm going to say it again because it's such a big thing that you always have a brand new day right in front of you. However you go about it is your business, and some days we're going to have bad days, and other days will be great. So just try to stay even keel, and try to keep your head on top of your body, and just keep moving forward, and you'll get there. And I mean, school's going to get harder and harder, and you just got to stay on top of it, stay organized, and have fun with your friends. Don't bully each other. Just have fun, and it's a great time. Enjoy it.
Excellent. Well, Zach, thanks again. I know we have some other questions that came through. I will send these to Mrs. Miranda, and maybe you can answer them, or hopefully when you come back and visit us. And then we're all going to be cheering for the Dodgers in this World Series. And looking forward to that victory. You said in 4, right? You'll see how that shoe comes in.
Hopefully.
Zach, we love you.
All right,
Thank
let's
you.
all
And
wave
we're
our
cheering
hands
for
and
you.
say goodbye to Zach. Thanks, Zach, again. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Zach.
Yep. Thank you.
All right, bye-bye.
Bye.
All right, friends, I'm going to end this. I did record this. I will be posting it for everybody. Karina, nice to see you. Nice to see some of the Foxes I normally don't see because you're all online. So thank you all for the questions, and I will send the questions we did not get to ask to Mrs. Miranda, and she'll get them to Zach. Thank Foxes. Have a great day.
Dr. H.
Yes.
I just want to tell my class, join me in my Zoom.
All right, so Mrs. Miranda's class, join her in your Zoom. Rest of the virtual Foxes, miss you. Don't forget your masterpiece. And be safe. Hopefully see you at Trunk or Treat. And rest of the Foxes who are here in person, you rock. Have a good rest of the Wednesday.